How's it going, folks? Welcome back after a long hiatus, it seems like, for me. Been a month since the last stream. Lots happened. We'll talk about that later. I'm going to play. Yo, yo, yo! Great to see everyone out there. A little bit of Beaumont rag for you to get warmed up. I've been playing more guitar lately. I'm trying to get my cross-picking chops back together now. For those of you that might be members of my guitar club, there's a cross-picking course coming. I've been saying this forever, but I'm putting it together. You know, I'm a one-man operation here, people. There's only so much I can do. So great to see all the familiar names and avatars out there. Elliot, good to see you, buddy. Johnny, Loco Joe. Man, yeah, dude, you're up late. And I guess like everyone's texting in the thread. Me and Joe, we're working on a project together, so that whole Hatchetations group, they're night owls. Aiden says a car alarm went off when I played that wild thing toward the end. Yeah, you got to be careful with your licks, people. It can bend the space-time continuum. Well, folks, like I said, it's been a while. Cool to see everyone back here, though, and excited to do some meditating and all that kind of stuff tonight. It's been a weird couple of months. I think the last time I was on here, I said that my meditation practice hasn't exactly been, like, dialed in. And that's something we can talk about tonight, too. But, yeah, I'm getting back on the horse with that. Getting back on the horse with a lot of things. Yeah. So, let me see here. Let's go ahead and get the meditation part of this out of the way. I think I could use that. I've been looking forward to it. I had a really great visit with some friends that actually I met here in the chat box to this live stream this past weekend. People are like, we're like breaking down boundaries here, folks, you know, like in-person meetings that were, you know, initiated in a YouTube chat box. Isn't that awesome? So I see Lewis out there. His daughter Leslie and her partner Matt drove their van up to Columbus from down around Evansville, Indiana. New Harmony, I think, is the name of the town where they're from, and I know it's where they're from. But they drove up this past week, and they joined us at our kind of local Buddhist center on Sunday for an hour-long sitting meditation, and we had a great time hanging out and chatting and talking about all things life. And it was really inspiring to kind of meet those two in person. They're beautiful, wonderful people. And I'll say this: if you want, they run a bunch of great retreats. I think mindfulness is like kind of at the core of their business, and the name of their business, I just typed it in the chat box, is Elemental, LMNTL, Elemental. And they have a cool community and website and stuff like that. Google them up there. I think if you folks are into this live stream and the stuff that we do here, you might be into Leslie and Matt's work as well. So, getting back on the meditation train here, let's go ahead and sit for a minute. We're going to go for 5 minutes as usual, and, happy breathing. All right, everybody find a comfortable seat. Timer is going now. Whoa. Feel free to groan like I did. Let some of that tension from the day out. Deep breath in, straining the top of your head, the crown of your head gently pulling toward the ceiling. See you in 5. That felt lovely. All right, gang. If you feel so inclined, I welcome you to attach a numerical rating to your meditation experience. I'm giving myself an 8 today. I'm feeling that meditation was on point, which is rare. I gotta say, like, I usually have some sort of like curve scale that I'm operating on for when I'm leading a meditation and rating myself. Yeah, Becky's feeling the spirit tonight too. 9. Lewis is at a 5. Elliot's at a 6. Yeah, nice, dudes. Johnny's at a 5. That's awesome. Joe's at a solid 7. I like that, man. Way into that. Good job, folks. Glad you're feeling good out there. Like I said a minute ago, it's been hard for me lately. I kind of lost my way as far as meditation went there for maybe like a month and a half. Even the last time I saw you guys, I think was the last one in Grand Rapids. I'm even forgetting now, people. When my last live stream was. It's been so dang long. I need to pay penance or something like that, right? I'm looking at the date. March 28th. Nice. I did have one at home after that. Yep. Anyways, in the month really since that last stream, life's just kind of taken over. You know what I mean? It's one of those deals where like work's getting busy. I had 4 graduating seniors at Denison where I teach right now, and all of them had senior recitals that I had to play on, and that was not just 4 performances, but rehearsals for 4 performances, and you know, all that kind of stuff. So that really threw me off. But I've found some renewed kind of passion for getting back into the meditation, and you know, I think the thing that steered me back into realizing I needed to get back into my daily meditation practice is that I've been like snippy lately. And some of you guys, I don't know, like if anyone feels like they know me all that well, but like I'm generally a pretty nice, like understanding kind of guy, like solid Midwest vibes, you know what I mean? Like I'll take on your pain and frustration, you know, and give it back with a smile or whatever. But like this month, I just feel myself kind of like, you know, shouting nasty things at people when they cut me off on the road or any of that kind of stuff, you know? And it was a few weeks of that where I was like, whoa, dude, like something doesn't feel right. You know, I feel like amped up and angry and all this kind of stuff. And I realized, you know, a lot of the teachings that I had learned from, you know, like those Power of Mindful Learning books that I've tossed out there, that Chatter book, I was solidly bending back into some of those habits that I had before I started meditating. This like anger and frustration and need to kind of express those things as opposed to kind of breathing into it and letting it go. So it was kind of interesting to take a month-long hiatus from meditation and see where I landed. And I did backslide. I did notice, like, you know, a lost ground, I guess I would say. So that being said, I've kind of like started to add some new structures to my life these days to reincorporate meditation on a daily basis. And I think it's helping, you know. I'll even say this. I didn't practice guitar or mandolin consistently over the last month. I had a lot of playing to do, and it was kind of like learning what I needed to do at any given point in time as opposed to having like a mission with and like tying a thread through my daily practice to kind of accomplish a goal. It's more just like this day I'm doing this and that day I'm doing that, you know. So all of these things kind of like created this really interesting concoction of like randomness and confusion in my life, and I let go of some of the healthy habits that I had latched onto. You know, I stopped meditating, I gained 6 pounds, like consistently gained 6 pounds. So all these kind of things are like coming together, and I can smile and laugh about it now because I think I see what's up. But I don't know why I'm rambling about this, but just to give you guys an idea, like, go back to the first stream here. Like, this is not a stream for you to come and like find a mindfulness guru who's going to show you, how to do the best meditative practice and incorporate these things into your life. Like, I'm just a dude who like works with teachers and am sharing my experience as we go. And this has been my experience. I screwed up. I've been a bad student of meditation over the last month, and it shows. But every day's a new day, and you can always jump back on the horse. And today we're jumping back on the horse. Checking the chat box here, I see some comments coming in. Joe says, I've been getting more consistent about incorporating meditation into my everyday life, though a lot of the time it's to combat lack of sleep. Hey, man, you do it whatever, for whatever purpose you have. That's inspiring to hear, man. And for those of you folks that don't know, like, Joe's like one of my dudes. Like, Joe is crew at this point, you know what I mean? And it's really cool to hear his perspectives on things. I have rough edited the first episode of my Mindful Music Maker podcast featuring Joe. One of these days I'll actually release it so you can hear more about how he thinks about meditation and practice and all that kind of stuff. Elliot says, hey, just wait till you cross 70 and get really cranky at everything. No, I don't want to wait for that point, dude. Oh man, did my light die? No more blue in the background. Oh well. That's great. Yeah, Lewis says all paths have detours. Getting back on the main path is a part. Absolutely, man. That's, and these are the things that I think in my musical practice I've realized in the past, and it's like no big deal. Like, if you miss practice for a month, it's like, yeah, pick up the guitar and start now. There's no time like the present. Joe, some call it an inconsistent practice routine. I like to call it the Loco Joe method. Man, if that's the case, then I'm a solid practitioner of the Loco Joe methodology. That's great. I'll say this though, knowing that I can sign on to these live streams and have you folks show up and we can talk about this, it like makes me feel that much stronger about, jumping back on the path, because clearly there are folks out there thinking about all these things. And I say this every time, really appreciate you guys. And I hope that you've found some value in meditation or like incorporating mindfulness practices into your daily life too. Like I said, I'm not a teacher of this. I'm just kind of like an advocate for it. And really love hearing what you guys have to say. Oh man, Heather! So good to see you out there, bud. Yeah, that's great. Been doing yoga for years, but have always struggled with meditation. This was really gratifying, though. Man, I'm so glad to hear that, buddy. I feel like there's a natural, like, what do I want to say, like, pathway of, like, yogi to meditator kind of thing. And, like, the original, like, kind of, like, what would they call it, like Vajrayana, like Buddhist kind of tradition. A lot of those people, like, yoga is like a core practice. Like, the yoga and meditation are, like peanut butter and jelly, man. It's like they just go together. So I have actually found, coming back to yoga now, like, why I didn't have success on like the first kind of few bouts that I've had with yoga. Like, my wife does yoga and I've done yoga and stuff before too, but it's one of those things where, like, I'm in the middle of like holding like a really basic pose and just like, like shivering because like I'm like in so much pain and all this kind of stuff. But I feel like the meditative aspect of it is key to the practice of yoga, because you have to sit with this tension and this pain until it releases. You have to like breathe into it, right? And that's what meditation is. Only the tension is just like mental tension, not muscular tension, you know? And the whole reason why I started this mindful music maker thing, right? Like the idea is that we can alleviate musical tension, muscular tension as we play guitars and mandolins and all that kind of stuff. So the yoga thing, it took me a minute to realize that yoga is like a meditative practice. I just wasn't doing it that way, you know? It's like if you're meditating, but you're just sitting there thinking about all of the terrible things that have you stressed out, right? Like that's not meditating. Meditating is intently focusing on the breath or whatever your anchor is, right? Heather, so great to see you out there, bud. Thanks for chiming in. I love this. This is great. It's good to be back, people. So I think what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to shut up, play some more tunes. If you guys have any questions or thoughts, though, please keep tossing them out there in the chat box, though. I'm always very inspired by what you folks have to say. I learn something like every time I'm on here. And by the way, I'm not checking my texts. I'm trying to see if I can get my light to turn back on. I've got this little app for... Oh, there we go. Yeah. Oh, man, look at this. Yeah, we're just getting... How about some bluish purple tones? There we go. Well... Oh, man, it went away again. Now it's like really blinking. I feel like I'm in a haunted house or something right now. That's great. The light's going off. Sorry, you guys don't get any cool blue tones anymore. What should I play? Uh-oh, I asked a question. I better play something before requests start coming in. Oh, nice. Aiden Schnell. You know what, Aiden Schnell? Challenge accepted. Challenge accepted. Take the A train. I don't monetize my live streams anyway, so I'm happy to, you know, donate some of the proceeds. Something feels wrong about playing Take the A Train on a Dreadnought, which makes me kind of like it. You know what I mean? Oh, man. We have so many good requests here. So, Joe, I'm going to explain his request here in a minute. And then, Johnny, challenge accepted. I'm going to play some Southern Flavor for you. We're doing Take the A Train first, though, man. Let's do... I'm not going to do 12 repeats. How about 2 or 3 times through the tune? How about... Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we got it. We got it. I'll screw it up, but we're gonna have good fun here tonight. This is gonna be great. All right, little louder, little louder. Here we go. For real this time. my lame, like, I went to music school, so I need to at least show that I can play half of the head to Take the A-Train version of Take the A-Train. There you go, Aiden. You can tell all of your friends at Berkeley that, you know, your old guitar teacher sucks at Taking the A-Train. That's great. All right. This is great. This is great. This is great. All right, Southern Flavor. We're into the request hour, the request portion of the evening here. And this Southern Flavor, just for the record, I'm going to be playing it implying that the chord changes are a D over F sharp on the descending chords at the end of the A part. Even though some people like to think it's a G, F sharp to E minor. Just had to explain that. But I'm doing D over F sharp just because I feel like it. So let's check this one out. Maybe at, I don't know. Yeah, 110. And just to mix things up a little bit. You know what? I'm going to do guitar. Johnny was doing Southern Flavor on guitar. I was going to pick up the mandolin, but we're doing guitar. Here we go. Southern Flavor, 3 rounds through. We're doing it. Southern Flavor for my buddy Johnny out there. Johnny says, thanks for giving me something to aim for. Mediocrity is never anything to aim for, Johnny. Oh, that's great. Some people always tell me, they're like, Hayes, you shouldn't talk bad about yourself like that. It's like, come on, man, you gotta... It's okay to be a little sarcastic and joke, especially with yourself. Don't take it so seriously, right? Lewis says, isn't chord substitution a thing? Absolutely, my friend. Chord substitution is a thing. The problem with this one, Lewis, is that if you listen to a lot of the recordings of Monroe playing this one, I'll grab the mandolin. This is in my lesson over at Mandolin Secrets, by the way, if you folks haven't seen the Southern Flavor lesson that I do. But Monroe, he implies an F sharp major chord, because when he's doing that's what he plays on the mandolin. So it's a G double stop, like a B and a G note, an A sharp and an F sharp. So he's either implying an F sharp chord or a D augmented. And what happens is Tom Ewing, his guitar player at the time, when Monroe recorded Southern Flavor, is absolutely 100% playing a D over F sharp chord. So you get this clash of the, it's kind of like the Jimi Hendrix chord, you know, the sharp 9 chord, right? But you get this A sharp and this A natural kind of like playing on top of one another. In my opinion, it's kind of a neat sound, and when I play mandolin, I pretty much always play that just to kind of like, you know, nod at Monroe. But if you want to be lame and diatonic, you can play that double stop. Joe says, don't sell yourself short. That was at least subpar. I'm into it, dude. Oh, man. And Joe, so like, he's kind of being funny, but Joe says, D major, F sharp major, it's a passing chord. What does it really matter? That's exactly the point, dude. In my opinion, the main thing to take away from that portion of the tune is the fact that the bass line, whatever you want to, whatever chord you want to associate with that bass line is up to you, but that bass line is moving. It's just a diatonic stepwise scale to the root. You know what I mean? Whatever chord you want to put over that F sharp is totally cool, you know? Play a B major, who cares, you know? Whatever. Oh, man. Elliot says, I just listened to Southern Flavor with Monroe and Marty Stewart via my Bluetooth hearing aids. Never heard it before, but there's so many songs I haven't heard yet. Yeah, man. Gotta check that one out, dude. Great, great tune. Oh, wow. There's a comment that I missed a while ago. Joe says that now that spring is coming along, I'm also rediscovering the meditative aspect of gardening, which I kind of forgot about over the winter. The hobby ties in really well with the practice. Absolutely, dude. Because you have to tend it daily, right? There are like, you have to come back with care and compassion to like watch the plant grow, whatever you're trying to grow. I love that, man. We garden too. We grow peppers and tomatoes and all that kind of stuff. What are you growing, Joe? I'd be interested to hear that. And also, there's a a comment that I forgot from Joe a little while ago too that I'll respond to. He says, Gold Rush, but tune your fifth string down a half step. And Joe just sent me this cool kind of like online tool, practice tool that he created that will kind of give you challenges like this. It's like play tune X, you know, like your repertoire is here, and you click a button and it randomly generates a tune for you to play. And then over on the right, you click a button and it tells you some kind of handicap that you have to put on your playing. So it's like play Gold Rush, but don't use the high E string. Or play Gold Rush, like he said, but tune your fifth string down a half step. That's like, I don't know if I'm actually going to crank out a version of this tune with my fifth string down a half step, but I'm going to even see what that like. So that means that I'm dealing with all... Yeah. So that means your G chord becomes this. I keep screwing it up. You know what, Joe? Just because you're crazy enough to actually like make that thing, I'm gonna do this. I'm not gonna play Gold Rush like blazing fast, but luckily the melody is on the touch. might try it, dude. We'll see. That's so awesome. So that's what Gold Rush sounds like if you tune your A string down a half step. That's the one I couldn't get. Like, so your C chord looks like this now. Wow. I think a lot of people could, honestly, Joe, I think a lot of people could write that off as like some kind of BS type exercise, you know, like something that's not valuable. But that is extremely valuable. I think that's a great way to show you your natural tendencies and habits and patterns and all that stuff. And I honestly, like, I'm not trying to just kind of like be gratuitously, you know, tying everything back to mindfulness and stuff, but I think that's a great mindfulness exercise, because in the moment you're like, oh God, a note is coming up on the A string, where do I go? You know, it's so I'm like doing all this calculus in my mind, which means that I'm already behind, right? Everybody knows this if they've played anything and thought about it, right? Like, is the minute you actively think about which notes are under your fingers, then it falls apart, at least for me. So that's legit, Joe. I don't know if Joe, he coded this kind of tool that he shared with me. I'm not going to share the URL, but if Joe wants to, you know, polish that thing up or whatever and share it with the group, you're more than welcome, buddy. I think that's a really, really awesome thing that you did there. Elliot, that requires way too much thinking. Yeah, man. No thinking, just do, right? Well, gang, we've been rocking and rolling for about 45 minutes here. Oh, sweet. Joe says that I can share the link, so I'm sharing the link, people. As soon as I can beam it over to this is great. Like, so Joe, that's awesome, man. To be honest, I had ChatGPT write the thing and just filled in the tunes and challenges, plus some formatting in CSS. I didn't. Oh, nice. So you actually, did you tell like ChatGPT, like, I would love to know the prompt that you gave it. You know what I mean? It's like, code me something, right? Like in HTML and JavaScript or something, code me this thing. That's really cool. Yeah, I'm the link is over here now. Copying and pasting. Get to the right window. Yeah. So there's the tool right there, people. So you've kind of got two buttons here. If you click on that and look at it, you've got like a fiddle tune or song or whatever, you know. Yeah, there we go. And then you can like do a challenge next to it. or tell it to just generate a tune and challenge for you. Yeah, like here's the first one that I did. It says Bill Cheatham, but don't use the first string. That's a fun challenge. I'm gonna try that. Like, no offense, Joe, or not no offense, but like, I hope it's okay. Like, I'm gonna record a YouTube video just where I play with this tool, and do a bunch of awful things to the music that we love. By the way, Aiden, if you're still watching out there, this is like total Berkeley nerd stuff. I feel like you guys should be all over this. Bill Cheatham, don't use the first string. Ooh. That's gonna be funky, man. Funky, funky. That is great, dude. I love that one. I was like, so to play the B part, that's how I would normally like crawl it up, right? So there we go. I couldn't find it in the middle of it. There it is, man. Just playing Bill Cheatham in C, in closed position. No big deal. This is great. So seriously, dude, I'm gonna record a video doing that kind of stuff. I even thought that as soon as you sent it to me a little while ago, I was like, oh my god, this is gonna be like, yeah, this is gonna be great. Yeah. Yeah, I think Joe is onto something here. He said you just filled in the first 20 tunes he could think of. But yeah, like Joe says, you know, you can almost create your own. Well, here's the deal, Elliot. Just go to ChatGPT and have it code your version of this. Oh, nice. Aiden says, I've been at jams where someone has challenged me to use as many diminished arpeggios over dominant chords as we can. Psh, that's like that's freshman Berkeley stuff, Aiden. I'm sorry. No, I'm just joking with you, dude. That's great. Johnny, it says, I hope on your next roll it says, okay, show off now, switch fretting hands. Yeah, dude. All right. Let's see. Yep, there it is. Oh, man. Don't you guys love it? Like, this is how comfortable I feel with you guys. I'm so comfortable with you that I can, like, play guitar upside down and do whatever, you know? It's great. That's hilarious, man. Well, gang, I think after, you know, that last demonstration of how terrible my left-hand guitar playing is, I'm going to go ahead and sign off for the night. It's been so great to hop back on the horse with you folks and reconnect, not just with you, but with meditation and kind of thinking about all this stuff. Yeah, I really appreciate you folks showing up and having a good time with me and everything. This is like one of my favorite times, and I'm really sad that, you know, we've been away from it for a while. Like I say, every time I am going to try and keep these bi-weekly. The reason I couldn't do the one 2 weeks ago is I had a senior, his recital, blah, 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 all that stuff. But you can plan on this for next week. Or not next week, excuse me, 2 weeks from now. I'm looking at the calendar real quick. So that means May 9th. We'll be looking at a Mindful Music Maker. Started a little late tonight at 7 p.m. just because I had some other stuff to take care of. But hopefully somewhere between 6 and 7, roughly every 2 weeks. You can see that we're keeping it loose. But I'll schedule the next one right now so you guys can kind of put that in your calendar and subscribe to it on YouTube so you get reminders and stuff. But yeah, thanks so much to everyone. Really appreciate you guys. Hope that you can find your way to a meditation practice that works for you, because it's definitely helped my life. Keep up with me here on YouTube. I've got some videos coming out this week and next. Really excited to share some content with you. I took a lesson from Stash Weisslouch a couple weeks ago and recorded it. And we're going to see how I do playing Billy in the Low Ground, but out. Definitely a fly in the room, Joe. It's been killing me. I've like tried to like kill this thing all day, and it's just like, you know, it's like you think you smack it, but then it's just like back to life. So maybe that's the next thing I'm going to do. All right, gang. Really appreciate you guys. Take it easy. We'll see you in a couple weeks.